Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Lord Live here, and today we're going to be talking about how exactly aim main control on CT side cache is used and how it's important. And first, I'm going to show you how to get it. Then I'm going to tell you why it's important. And I'm just making this up on the spot here. Then I'm going to tell you why how you can use it to your advantage later in the round if you took a main control at some point in the round, and when you should take it. So we'll cover those points throughout this video. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first, what you're going to want to do is, based on the setup that your team is running at some point in the round on CT side cache, it's usually good to get aim main control, whether it's a reaction to losing another part of the map, or it's an actual set piece to do it at the beginning of a round or some time during a round. It's good to get, and we'll see why. First, I'm going to show you how to get it. Usually you're going to want to have one player, if you just line up to this gray line on the wall here and aim at this, what the hell is going on here? Aim at this, like, part of the A right there. You can throw a perfect aim main flash, and I'll show you why it's the perfect aim main flash. Oh, every time I hit and I accidentally hit M, so it pops right there. So usually you're gonna have an opper that'll hold like a pixel angle, and if you'll see, like, this flash pops right on that pixel angle right there. Let's see how it does against someone who is behind. What just happened? Okay. Rebuy here. Show you how the flash does while a guy's sitting behind those the box name in, which is usually where a player will be if the enemy team is in a default. That's going to be a perfect pop flash, going to land right above this box. He's not going to be able to dodge it unless he's crouched or he's facing this wall. So a lot of times to counter this, so a flashbang is not everything you need just to take aim main control. It depends how much utility you want to use to get it. Some teams are more comfortable getting a main control with, let's say, a set smoke where they're exposing themselves to throw it and such. But it's up to you and how much space the T's are giving you in aim main, right? Or how much the T's have contested you in the past if you're playing against a team that is structured, right? So you can find, like, how they are consistently holding a main. You can judge how much utility you want to use based on that. If they're being more heavy with more people dedicated towards a main, more utility spent a main, more pressure a main, then you might want to use more utility to make it safer, make it a safer way of getting a main. So I would say, like, the standard way of getting a main would usually be to have, if you're doing it at the beginning of the round, usually 2 people waiting to get flash in a main. And I would say that this guy would come here right away at the beginning of the round, cock the flash. These players would come out to here until they hear footsteps. If they hear footsteps, the support player will flash them in, and they'll come out here and take these peeks. They're going to take these peeks just as normal as if no one's blind, right? You're not just going to come in like this, expecting everyone to be blind, because that's how you get fucked by people who are dodging flashes, or just accidentally dodging flashes, like, ooh, I'm going to switch my weapons and be cool. That happens all the time. So, that's if you're just doing it without spending much utility. You're always going to want to use a flashbang to get it, by the way. But now I'm going to show you the way to get it if you want to use more utility and be safe. And this way you could even do it with one person. So this person is holding the flash, right? He's just going to have it cocked, waiting for his player that's getting flashed in to tell him when he wants to be flashed in. Usually I would say if you're this player, you're going to want to clear up to right about here in a main. You're just going to want to toss a flashbang right there. If you're feeling like this is a tell, because if you do that every time, it's going to be a bad way to do it. But maybe you can do, like, just any old pop flash to make one of these players. So basically what's happening is like one of these dodging players who's dodging flashes is going to come out and peek after that flash pops. So now no one's dodging flashes anymore. After your first flashbang from the player who's about to get flashbanged in rings, your support player throws the flash. Now no one should be dodging flashes, and you can come in, right? If you want to be extra safe, this is what I do, because I'm usually the player on my team that gets flashed in. I do that in correspondence with this molly, which usually forces back the opper from being able to come back and support. You want to like aim like in the middle of this wall, really, or like higher, and aim like as deep down this wall as you can. So like that's like the best spot to do it. But sometimes you don't want to like expose yourself too much. That's why I usually like to come and expose myself up to here with my rifle, just peeking, not letting anyone get to this wall. Then I'll go flash, molly, and then I'll say, okay, flash for me, right? My support player will flash for me right when I throw my flash, so that like if there's a delay, so it'll happen. This flash will pop, then he flashes, next flash pops, boom, right? And well, right after I throw this flash, I'm like, okay, flash for me now. While the flash is in the air, I can get this Molotov off, and then come out here. And you're going to want a wide swing out, right, and clear this spot. Because people are always going to get blind, and they're always going to creep into this corner. And they're going to have a chance to get unblind by the time you come around to come kill them, right? So it's super important, right, that you get him while he's still blind. But you don't want to rush in like this, expecting them all to be blind. Always want to have some chance of some guy who got lucky and didn't get flashed, right? Or playing some insane angle. So, after you get aim and control, you can either hold it with like a player locker, even a guy still holding a support flash from somewhere in the site. Maybe it's this flash, maybe it's a flash from back here. Whatever you want, right? It doesn't have to be the best flash if you're doing it from this position, because it's basically like once you get contact with someone trying to retake aim and control, your teammate can flash for you, and then you come back and take the fight again while he's blind. Also, the other way to hold it is just from right over here, right? And you're always going to want there to be a sight guy watching your highway, spotting it at least. But if you're holding it from here, you don't have to like commit your life to it. If they come back for control, you can dump your utility to make them not to delay their retake of aim in, and then you can give it up, like put some pressure on aim in still, and then give it up and have a safer way of getting out of it and keeping like staying alive. So yeah, that's pretty much how to take aim in, guys. I would say that like doing this smoke / molly while taking aim in, it makes it like a safer way, especially using this flash. Like, you're not really expecting to blind anyone with that flash. You're just expecting for people who are dodging flashes to look after that flash pops. So now that you know how to take it, we'll talk about different setups where this can occur. So I'd say about one of the most common setups on cache is a 2-1-2 with one player mid, usually white box, spotting T's going for mid control. Once T's go for mid control, he'll usually try and put some damage into one, maybe get a kill of a guy crossing into vents, and then he'll fall back, right? So now that you're giving up mid control, you give these terrorists all these lanes to split you on the bomb sites. So currently the best way to react against giving up this map control to them is to now take aim and control. So usually what you're going to want to do is have your highway player team up with one of your A players and come towards the aim main, right? Get ready to get flashed in. You're going to have your support player on A, or whoever has a flashbang left at this point in the round, if that comes to that case, right? Hold the flash, wait for the flash. Maybe you're doing this kind of deal where you're taking aim main control like this, right? With this kind of deal, and then whenever this player says to flash for them, this player's just gonna flash them in, and then be like the rotator now, where he can watch the Z, watch spawn, and watch they run out and shit and rotate, right? And these players can hold from A main. Maybe one can hold from this position, and one spots highway like this. Maybe it's one in locker and one like holding a flash for A main with some kind of lineup that the team has made, right? A lot of different ways. Like I bet you could literally just find a lineup right now of some kind, but it's whatever, right? So it's all based on your team setup. But so now we're gonna get to the main part of this and why it's important. I'd say the main reason of why it's important is it stops A splits from becoming very easy. So like usually you'll see like 3 people trying to come up highway and like 2 A main or like 1 A main, 1 squeaky or somewhere along those lines. Basically it's gonna make it harder for a T or T's to come through this choke point, and right, they're gonna have to take their time. They're gonna be slower. It's gonna take time off the clock for the T's. They're gonna be later on their site takes. So and then also like a big thing is you're gonna know if the T's want to take A main control back methodically, right? You're gonna know if they're taking A main control back, and if there's 20 seconds left in the round and they're like pop flashing into A main, and that gives you like information that they're going back for control for A main, and if there's 20 seconds left in the round and they're taking back A main control, it's a big tell that they're trying to go A, and you can get early rotates from B towards A and mid towards A right away. There's also a lot of other things that I haven't covered in this video about A main control, but this is just a quick basic rundown of why it's important, when you should do it, why you should do it, and it is really just a great way to get some free kills on a guy who doesn't know how to play his default very well if he's playing in the A main choke point alone. If you're sending 2 guys in there, you can try and get a blind kill, free kill, make it 5v4 at the beginning of the round. Or if you're unsuccessful in that, you can trade a kill, almost guaranteed, and then eliminate the chance for the T's to trade it back, right? Have a 4v4, but the real positive there is having A main control for your team after that trade. Usually trades on the CT side aren't in the favor of CTs, right? Usually a 4v4 will be in the favor of T's. But if it comes down to where you go 1 for 1 right here in the A main taking control, at least you've got the A main control now for your team. So that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Sorry if I didn't cover enough about it. Just wanted to get a quick video out there for you guys. I'll be covering more stuff about overpass as well, I'm thinking. But that's it, guys. If you like it, dislike if you don't like it, because I need to know that. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this topic and what your team does in regards to CT side cache involving A main control. Let me know, guys. Thanks for watching. That's Load Live TV.